You fools! You internet trolls! You deep state conspiracy trolls! You have no clue about what deep state really is. They laugh about you, QAnon and whatever, and McAfee. These are all just side developments of a plan that has nothing to do originally with America or with USA. I lived 10 years there. Or with Donald Trump and so forth. Deep state is something completely different. And deep state itself invented, revealed its presence to you conspiracy trolls so that you can assume it is this or that and here, and while in the background they do their own thing and they laugh about you because you don't know about the real plans of deep state. This is the revelation which reveals the true plans of deep state and which warns also all deep state criminals not to continue their evil deeds. Glory to the Book of Light, Book of Books, Savior of mankind and the entire universe, because deep state came from another planet, not from Earth. But even on Earth, it did not begin as you think in America. It started in Britain, in England. It started with the sorcerers. And when the people went to America, escaped from England, from that corrupt, satanic, adrenochromic state, they wanted to begin a new life. And they did. And the bankers in London, in the city, if you know what city means, they saw, hey, there's something going on without us. Those of whom we thought they are criminals, they built up a state. The United States of America. We can't permit that. No way. In America, each state had its own currency. That worked wonderfully. So now they came from London and said, listen, first of all, they forged and thinned the currency. They created turmoil. And when the great crash came, do you know what Jekyll Island is? If you don't know that, you don't know about deep state. Deep state started on another planet. But when it came to Earth, it continued in Atlantic structure, which is revealed here in the Book of Light. And then it reawakened in London, in the city. And what was the term that somebody used? Emotionally disturbed cockroaches or emotionally disturbed parasites. By that I mean Her Majesty. These criminals who made China addicted to heroin, India to alcohol, in order to keep their colonies in control, they are the reawakened deep states. Not in America. It swept over them. Then they took over the currency and said to the politicians, you do the politics, we print the money. And since most politicians are born idiots by nature, they said yes. And they fell into the trap of deep state. And deep state is, yes, a state into a state. But how it really works, you don't know. And when they want to fight somebody who could be in danger for them, like McAfee and so forth, then they do it like with Al Capone. They didn't get Al Capone for his killings or his... No, because of tax problems. And they did the same with McAfee and so forth. We do another separate video about that. You know nothing about McAfee. But I want to try to control myself, because sometimes I have the feeling, are you completely stupid not to see what they do with you? And I tell you something else. The Book of Light teaches we don't belong here. We belong to where we came from. Where did we come from? From the source. And we lead you back to the source. And if you don't want to go back to the source, you will suffer over and over and over and over again. This Book of Light is forbidden in almost all countries. It costs $2,500. 1,250 printing, 1,250 binding. 3 months you need to do that book. Sewed by hand and so forth. The process of producing the book will soon be revealed to you, and you will be amazed. I sold 42 books. Oh, 42 times 2,500 euro. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what you think. I'm not permitted to take money from my book, from the Book of Light. It was dictated to you. So I take nothing. Have you ever met somebody who writes such a book and takes no money from it? Welcome to Lanu. So, now, dear friends, the Book of Light, the 311 trillion, 40 billion years of human and cosmic evolution in one scripture. Over half of the time has already gone. 150 trillion. So, sorry, you see this? I said 311 40 billion years, because in Germany, for you Americans, when you say trillion, we mean billion. So, the time span of the Book of Light at 311 trillion, 40 billion years. And a half of the time, a bit more than half of the time, is over. And we are now drifting automatically back to the source. So you could say, okay, then we will go back to the source. Yeah, but if you don't overcome the desire for this insane world, ruled by insane people, then you will return and you will be victim again, because deep state is from the reawakening of Lucifer in the entire universe. Deep state, how could I say, at the moment of reawakening of the universe, which happened about 150 trillion years ago, or in German, billion years ago. That state came out of the deep and manifested, and the entire universe is a deep state. You live in a deep state right here. Everything, every institution is deep state. The flowers are deep state. The minerals, the plants, the animals, the angels, the gods, everything in manifestation is a deep state. You could also say it came from a deep state, which is the source, but that deep state is the salvation, and it manifested here, and now it is a deep state in the sense of that it keeps us away from the truth. It enslaves us. What is the enslavement of the deep state? It's your desire for life. Trishna. Trishna. Not Krishna, Trishna. Your desire for life qualifies you for a deep state, which is the entire universe with everything in it. And the Book of Light can save us from it. And those powers, those true deep state powers, not the fakes that are on the internet, that you can Google. You can't Google that. This deep state, the entire universe, has only one enemy. The Book of Light. And they reveal it to us. And papers were delivered to me. And it says, to all high-grade Masons, brothers of darkness, the book of light is our greatest enemy because it was dictated to Lanu by the March-on, the direct opponent of our Lord, the Mahmud Chohan. Of course, you hear now words you may never have heard, but then you have to, get involved in that. Get the book. Or listen to Lanu Speaks on the internet. I quote the Book of Light constantly. The battle shall begin, it says here. And the battlefield is the mind of the sheeple. The sheeple who must be enslaved by us, the deep state. But the Book of Light wants the liberation of all humans so that they too may become masters. We must stop that movement, they write. I received the papers. They must stop that movement in the following way, listen and learn, and then it comes. We must use every endeavor to subdue all the other countries by economical conquest. Putting aside these satanic criminals, right? Fine phrases, we shall speak of the significance of each thought. By comparisons and deductions, we shall throw light upon surrounding facts. What we are about to set forth, it says here, is our system from the 2 points of view, that of ourselves and the opposite one of the Book of Light. It must be noted, they write, that men with bad instincts are more in number than the good, and therefore the best results in governing them are attained by violence and terrorization, and not by academic discussions. This is, they write, why we finance ISIS and other terrorist organizations from the very beginning. What happened now? The German Vietnam in Afghanistan, the Americans moved out, we moved out, and IS won. Islam, the radical Islamism won in Afghanistan. It's just around the corner. Wait and see. And then they start on many pages. We shall rule by despotism. That's what they say. And they reveal their plan, and I have revealed it here. It's not permitted even to read this, but I do it. And they may say, what shall we? This is our plan, they write. In order to elaborate satisfactory forms of action, it is necessary to have regard to the rascality, the slackness, the inability of the mob, its lack of capacity to understand and respect the conditions of its own life or its own welfare. They write, the mob was born stupid, lives stupid, and will and must die stupid. Now, when they say the mob, the Book of Light even goes then further. It said the mob, even the highest intellectual people belong to the mob because they don't understand how they are trained as being slaves and to enslave those who are mentally lower than themselves. We shall rule by despotism. That's what they write. And they write, our enemy, the Book of Light, wants liberty, equality, fraternity for the people. And they mean it. We did never mean it. Just used these words to enslave the mob further. When that really happens or succeeds, our power shall dwindle and fall. So, you know what you have to do. They write to their brothers. On the ruins of the eternal and genealogical aristocracy of the mob, we have set up the aristocracy of our educated class, headed by the aristocracy of money, established by a fraudulent, interest-ridden, money system established by us. And if you say, well, there is no more interest now in the world, there's zero interest. Only in Germany we pay 500 million euros per day interest. And you fools think we are on zero interest in the banks and so forth. We shall produce poverty, it says here. All people are chained down to heavy toil by poverty more firmly than ever. That was planned by us, they say, using the fraudulent, interest-loaded money system. The Book of Light teaches which money system can be beneficent for the people. It has to decrease in value about 5 or 6 or 7% per year. Thus, it is forced into circulation. It's all translated in 12 volumes in German this year. But this is the English original dictated to me. And they write, everyone but us, 7 families in the world, will be unsafe. The mob will be filled with hatred, they write. This hatred will be still further magnified by effects of an economic crisis created by us and our fraudulent money system, which will stop dealing on the exchanges and bring industry to a standstill. Right now it says, all nations on earth are broke, but we are not. We shall create by all the secret subterranean methods open to us, and with the aid of gold which is all in our hands, a universal economic crisis whereby we shall throw up the streets whole mobs of workers simultaneously in all the countries of Europe, US. And then it says, the idiotic mob will not touch us because the moment of attack will be known to us. And we shall take measures to protect our own. Those who bought this book, I say, beware, there are certain things written in it which are not permitted. Let's see some excerpts. A constitution, as you well know, is nothing else but a school of discourse, misunderstandings, quarrels, disagreement, fruitless party agitations, party whims. In a word, a school of everything that serves to destroy the personality of state. Dear friends, let me tell you one thing. The Book of Light teaches. Oh, let me just move this. My God. The Book of Light teaches that man should not rule over man. The Book of Light teaches that we do not belong into this sick world, into this, what is the German word? Diese geisteskranke Welt, insane world, ruled by insane people. We do not belong here. We belong to where we came from. In order to withdraw to the source, you would have to understand what the source is not. Everything that is called anatta in Sanskrit, not the self. This is not the self, my buddy. It's just the body. I use it. I, the true self, use the body. Like now I have this jacket, otherwise. So the entire world, with everything in it, is in a satanic state, in a Luciferian state. It does not belong here, but where it came from. We do not want to save the world, because maybe the world doesn't want to be saved. But some people may think and understand and look around themselves and say, whatever I'm attached to, it will be taken away from me, be it justified or not. Even if there would be no deep state, even then, of course, it's a contradiction because I say this is deep state, but you know what I mean. Even if you have a happy life, you're born happy, you live happy, you die happy, there's still this little disturbance by transiency. You have the feeling, I am not that which arises and passes away. And the Book of Light helps us, first of all, to understand the entire world, which includes the true meaning of deep state, so that we then can detach from it and let go of it. Let go of that which arises and passes away. Not by suicide, as they claim now. McAfee killed himself, Epstein killed himself. Don't even investigate further. Study the Book of Light. See the powers of light and of darkness, and then decide for yourself. Glory to the Book of Light.